Cancer, good morning. How you doing, guys? So don't forget you can watch this as Cancer or Life Path 7s. Let's see what's going to be going on for your next 48 hours, Cancer. I got a feeling that a lot of you are probably still doing the same thing as what you were before. Could be doing with a 4, Scorpio, or an Aries person maybe, or a Life Path 4. But let's see, Cancer. Let's see what you've got coming up for the next 48 hours. The Cancer. Next 48 hours. Let's see. King of Cups. It might be a water sign, but King of Pentacles. So this should be your partner, Taurus, Virgo, or maybe Capricorn, but it can be vice versa because it can be Gemini, Capricorn, 6s. Stable, loving husband or relationship. I'm really tired this morning, Cancer. Should be really having a day off, but I'm also hearing Collier, Rachel, or Colin, or Day. Let's see, could be dealing with a Taurus. Let's see, Cancer, what they've got coming up for the next 48 hours, please, for Cancer. Oh, Queen of Cups. Well, I did say King of Cups before, and now you got the Queen of Cups. This is a very loving, stable couple. Together, well, together or apart, whichever way it is, but you're mind, body, and souling it. Okay, so you're either got like a very strong soulmate connection, very loving, very passionate, very stable, okay, very caring. Okay, money is not an issue for someone here. The love is there, the connection is there. I mean, what more do you want, Cancer? Okay, let's see, Cancer, what they got coming up for the next 48 hours, please, for Cancer. Please, Cancer, next 48 hours. So you got the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, luck is on your side. So someone is definitely for you, that's for sure. More also hearing probably Natalie or Alchemy. But I'm definitely feeling that you guys are more than likely making a lot of plans for the future. Okay, this could be like, how do we, if you've been arguing, I'm not seeing it, but like, how do we get on even better? And like making plans, future arrangements, all of that kind of stuff. I'm also hearing like marriage material, or Madonna, Melissa, Maria, Michael, any M. Marriage is probably on the cards here. Let's see. Cancer, what they got coming up. I feel like I really keep needing to turn this off because I don't know, this morning I'm just like really tired. Let's see. And I got enough sleep. It's probably because I haven't had a day off in God knows how long. Let's see, Cancer, what they got coming up. So let's get rid of that because I was thinking all sorts of like strange. Let's see, Cancer, what they got coming up for the next 48 hours, please. So I mean, 7 or 7, it really doesn't matter. So, is this the breakup, split up, yeah, but no, but kind of maybe, Danielle? Right, but should I stay or should I go? Should I leave or should I go? Some of you guys might be at a long-distance relationship. This is my long-distance card, touring breaks. A long-distance relationship, and this is like, do I stay here and live here, or do I move and live somewhere else? Okay, so I might be considering moving out. Now, for some of you, it might be very difficult for you to move on because you've still got like this King of Pentacles, Queen of Cups that's present. Okay, so for a lot of you, you might be considering like, do I move in with this person? Do I go and visit them? Do I go and stay? If it be a long distance relationship, because this can also like represent like a world card in a way, because it would mean at a distance, north and south energy here. So you've kind of got this planning and maybe arranging of moving out at some point, or someone moving in on you, like as a couple, deciding what to do for the actual future of the relationship. How do we make this work? Okay, if there be long distance, where do we go? What do we travel? Okay, because that would be planning, like, work. Like Wheel of Fortune would be someone that's also like looking for work as well. Like, would I be able to get work where you're living, blah, blah, blah. Could I get work if I was to move? If I was to even go across the country or the state or the world, then, would I be able to get work there? All of that kind of stuff. And all of that kind of thing. So I think maybe as a couple, what you're either doing is thinking about kicking someone out, okay? Or you're thinking about what would make this work if we was to move, okay? Closer to one another, okay? Move closer, move your body real close until we feel like we're really making love. So let's see, Cancer, next 48 hours, please. Cancer, what they got going on the next 48 hours. So you've got the Six of Swords. So I think a lot of this could be distance. Now, if you're a, like, say, I don't know, a Life Path 7 or a Cancerian, right? I think that's better, probably. But if you're a Cancerian or a Life Path 7, right, and you're kind of thinking, should I move? Okay. Should I physically, like, kick someone to the curb and move? Okay. Or should I just leave myself and leave a partner? Then that's pretty much what's on your mind. Should I stay in this commitment or should I leave this commitment? If it isn't that one, it's should I stay in this state or town or village or should I move? Okay. Now that's either away from a partner, okay, or it's away from family. Like, because it can be like, you know, do I leave my family behind and then go elsewhere for my partner? Do I leave a state or a village or a country behind for a partner? Okay, so it's kind of like this planning and this arranging. If you guys are working on your relationship and you're kind of like, no, we actually want to be together, Johnny. Okay, but we actually want to be together. So we need to work on the distance that this is in order to be able to make it a reality. Okay, because the Wheel of Fortune means destined fortunate events for the future. And it definitely means planning for it. Some of you could be going to Future Ventura. But like, yeah. And then, like I said, there are like a small percentage of you, I think, that are considering like, do I maybe go back to an ex? Like, do I leave one person here because they're not doing anything? And do I go back to like someone that could be of the same, like, you know, paradox number? Aries, Scorpio, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, right? And which one do I go towards? Which one is closer? Okay, so it might be where, I don't know, for some of you, you might have two options, for instance, or three, I don't know. But like, you know, which one is more, you know, feasible? What would, you know, what's easier? And I'm also hearing some of you trying to compromise with someone here to say, what's going to make it more easier on you? What do you want me to do? What's going to make it more easier on you to relieve the stress or the burden? Let's see, Cancer. I'm actually going out with one of my Cancerian mates today, Michael. I see him yesterday. He'd come up in the readings. Half the time when I'm doing the readings, I'm kind of watch them back and think, oh shit, yeah, that was me meeting up in a boozer with my mate. Yeah, he's a Cancerian. Let's see. He wants to go shopping. Wants me, he ain't got a car. Wants me to take him shopping. You alright, brother? How you getting on? Don't suppose you feel like going to get a new pair of trousers tomorrow, do you? Yeah, I'll take you. Let's see. What's coming up for Cancer next 48? Ace of Cups. Woo! Yeah, baby. Some of you, I mean, even if this is a new person, it's working. I'm also picking up something around working, like physical, not the relationship, about work. Because this Wheel of Fortune really does seem to be someone's going into a new job or looking for a new job, or Rob or Robin or Robert. But I'm like looking for a new job, an employer or an employment agency or something like that, or a beauty agency or something. But I'm looking more for an agency. Okay. I'm also hearing A&E. Okay, like accident and emergency. So it could be something to do around hospitals, that kind of thing. Okay, doctors, hospitals, and A&E. You know, normally people come, oh, you're right, bruv, just chopped my arm off. And you're like, oh dear, you don't need the doctors, bruv. You don't need surgery. Yeah, right. So a surgeon or something like that, or the name Serge or Sag, or, oh, okay. Sagittarius, maybe. So you could be dealing like a Sagittarius, Taurus, or at least said Virgo. Sagittarius, Taurus, or a Life Path 5 person. Okay, or you've got it in your chart yourself. Cancer next 48. We're not taking those, are we? Yeah, let's take them. So you've got Leo or Aquarius, possible Libra, maybe. Taurus, Sagittarius, Life Path 5 energies, right? So it's kind of like this decision. There is a strong connection here. There is a strong bond between James, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, or Life Path 7, but a strong bond between you. but there is distance. So like I said, there's either I'm thinking about distancing myself from my ex and go towards someone else, or someone that I'm with and thinking about leaving for someone else, or I'm thinking about like, where could I find work? If I was to travel, would I be able to work? Okay. There's also like concerns of like leaving like family, because there's kind of like this, if I was to find work and blah, 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 what would I do about like leaving these people behind? Because these can be like family members. Okay. So what would I do about doing that? And if children are involved, there's always a factor there, right? Now, some of you, there is this opportunity for you to think, do I go back to someone from the past and try to see if that would work? Really? But like, do I consider going back to someone from the past and seeing if that'll work or not here? A knot might be something to do around a Pisces or a life path 3. That might not be for all of you, because there's a bit of a discussion here that may be, cyclical, like a cyclical pattern of like break up, yeah, but no, but kind of break up. 1 minute we're okay, the next minute we're not. 1 minute we're okay, the next minute we're not. And you just play out the same cycle every time, okay, avoiding one's temper, okay. They want to talk to you, then they don't. Then they're a flight risk. And they get into a relationship and then they run before they've even committed to someone, or, you just find yourself like this so uncommittal, undecisive energy. Yes, no, no, yes, no. And then that's just a search and destroy, sabotage, quick relationships, jumping from one relationship to another. It lasts 2 or 3 minutes or a day, and then it's ended, and then you find another one, and then that's ended. Or you have an argument, okay, and that lasts for like 3 days, and then you make up, you apologise, and then you get on, and then it's sabotage. Someone has like complete and utter sabotage issues, okay, searching out for an argument in order to be able to provoke, or feral, maybe. This could be a feral spirit or a feral cat here, but like someone that sabotages things all the time. Like, okay, I'm going to analyse it to its highest degree, go over it and over it and over it, and find the negative. Every time do I do something, I always find the narrative of negative. So I love concentrating on the negative. Like it's a person that can probably find it extremely difficult to find the positive situation in any situation, because this is probably overthinking and overanalyzing, and then analysing a situation and asking people like, okay, I'm going to ask you, what do you think? I'm going to ask you, what do you think? I'm going to ask you, and then ask you and you and you and Jay, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jen. But like, I'll ask loads of different people, get their opinion, and then my opinion is no, it's not going to work. Sabotage. Okay. Now you can get energies of people that love to inflict pain upon people and also themselves. So you've got to be very careful of people that are also like into putting themselves into harm's way, danger. It can also be like self-harm. If people have ever done self-harm, if people do self-harm, that means that they're addicted to pain, feeling pain, okay? So if they're addicted to that, they're addicted to like causing grief and pain. So they sabotage so they can feel more of it, okay? Because they're addicted to causing pain on themselves. That's why it's very difficult if you deal with people that self-harm, okay? Because I'm definitely hearing that one. Fairing, Rachel. Because this is like, I'm looking at this Five of Swords, right? And it's always looking at this other person to make a decision, and I'm waiting for you to make it. Okay, and I'm constantly waiting for you to make it and then break it. Like, make a bond and then break a bond. Okay, Brooke Bondy or James Bond or Jay's. I keep picking up the name of like a J in the name. But like, I'm looking for you to make a decision, so then I can just tell you no and then break it. And like, I can get into so many Two of Cups. If this was a Two of Cups, I'll make a connection, I'll break the connection. Make a chain to break a chain. Okay. So I'll make a connection, break a connection. Make a connection, or I make a connection with someone that's already with someone and try and break them up, and then when I've broke them up, I don't want them. And then just so I've caused them harm or pain, I can then go about my day knowing that I've split two people up. Because this could be two people that are actually together here, for some of you. Okay, now that's not all of you are thinking, oh, well, hold on a minute. This geezer or this girl that I really like keeps talking to me, but they also keep talking to another one. I mean that there could be someone that does this in their relationships. You know, I mean, it can be like spiritual leapfrogging as well, but it can also be a leg up. It can be someone that's like untrustworthy around people because all I want is something from you. So the first way I have to do that is by getting you interested in me. And then when I've got you interested in me, I can kind of find out loads of things about you, and then I can make a decision of no. And then I get to know you, find a decision, no. And I don't know, because I believe someone here constantly comes up with no. No, no, no. Jennifer, in the hat. I don't think it's you, Jennifer. We was kind of going through this a little while ago, saying that some of you have to learn the answer of no instead of keep saying yes. But then the trouble is when you've mastered the energy of none, the none, right? Or some of you are just completely and utterly twin flamed up to the nines, and you're just self-absorbed in fucking spiritual shit. Yeah. Like I said, none of you in life have to say yes, but some of you here could have been single for that long that you've never said yes to anybody, which makes it very difficult to find anybody, because I never commit to relationships. I never look. I look for them, but everybody that comes along isn't good enough for me, or like isn't good enough. And then I find someone else and it's like, no, swipe, right, no. You're like, oh, you're right. No. You're like, oh, you okay? No, next. Soon you're gonna wipe out of like how many options you may or may not have here, right? Because it feels like the spirit keeps throwing these options at someone, and they keep passing up on the opportunities of actually building a connection with someone, and they run as a flight risk before they've even made a connection. They just run before. So Cockfrost, run Forest, like that's what it feels like here. What is this Seven of Swords about here for Cancer? So you've definitely got like a flight risk energy here. And for some of you that are not going through all of that and you're actually with someone, I believe that you're getting on fine. I just believe that you're just this kind of like travel extravaganza is just kind of like, coming up against its challenges. Like it's a challenge. It's a big one. If it's a big move, everything for a big move is a challenge, right? So it's kind of like that. I'll challenge you. I'll challenge you. What is the Seven of Swords? So you're definitely speaking to someone, or Jeff. Someone's definitely talking. I just got this feeling they don't know whether to leave or not. I don't know whether to stay or go. Should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go now? If I stay it will be trouble. If I leave it will be double. Doubled up in agony. I'm doubled up in agony. Won't you help me unfold? Don't need no morning planner. That much I've figured out. Just need your bedside manner to make me well again. Jen, don't need no easy glamour. That much I've figured out. The way you turn your head when I call your name. And all I need your love to make me feel again. All I need is your love. Need your loving like baby D. But some of you just need loving. But like, yeah, that was 525. I keep getting up at 525. Some of you could be dealing with a 5 Sagittarius Taurus, 2 a Libra, 525 Taurus Sagittarius Libra, 2 10, 11, 12, 3. Pisces could be involved. Or a life path 3. Tell me what about this 5 of Swords for their next 48 hours for Cancer. Sabotage. Sabotage. Like, yeah, oh God, 3 5s. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, superstar. Sabotage to its highest degree. Here. This person will refuse to let people close to them. No. No. If you are close to someone, you won't be close with them long. Yeah. So like I said, man, if you're with someone and things are really going well, this is not your reading. No. This is a couple or a person, they just cannot seem to get on the same page as a person. There is so much self-sabotage here with these 5s. It's unreal. This could be a life path 5 person, a Sagittarius or Taurus placement. Could be in the family even, because there would be a fucking lot of arguments going on here. I can tell you that, right? This person could have a very, like I said, there could be a relationship here and it's going really well for someone, okay? But there's a family issue, right? There's a family issue. And if it isn't, and it's an individual person, there's a lot of self-sabotage problems, which means I went through this. You know me, I'm a life path 7, right? I went through this with a Leo, okay? Specific Leo and a life path 5, and also had Sagittarius in their chart, life path 5, right? No tea, no shade, because that's a long time, that's a while back now, Emily, and that's finished, right? But I think I said this in another reading. This is what we went through every 3 days. But you can say 2 days even, right? Every second or third day, was there a problem? Always a problem, always. Okay, moaning at someone, complaining that you're not good enough in a relationship, that you're not doing this, that you're, you know. Now, if you are feminine energies, okay, and you're with someone like, say, a guy, and they're not pulling their weight, they're not doing anything, they're not speaking to you, they're not talking to you, they're kind of like, okay, we're arguing again then, it's obviously your fault, right? Y'all guys have got to leave this person, right? That's the truth of it, because it's shown you already. You've probably had judgment a couple of times. When a judgment energy comes up, right, this is like Libra, but okay, judgment, cool, right? When judgment comes up, that's basically when you're ending, and that is also when you're about to begin a cycle with the same person or another person, okay? So it's either move on or stay, okay? When that ends and then it begins with the same person, that is your lesson. It's already been learned, right? But you get full to stay. So you do it again and then it happens again. That's another judgment call. We're trying to tell you, this does not work, okay? It doesn't work. So you get called back in and you do it again and the person's like, oh, okay, now I've sabotaged it. We can now rebuild the connection. And as soon as things are starting to feel really good, I can then actually sabotage it again. And then you go through the same cycle and you're like, oh, brilliant, we're back together, they're talking again. Oh, right. Everybody on Facebook starts to realise, oh, they're back together again. Family members start to hear, oh, yeah, they're with someone. And then everybody slowly starts to think that you're a fucking weirdo because of the amount of times that you've split up, that you've got back together. Then suddenly people just stop listening to you because you're kind of like, oh, they're back. You're back together again. You're like, yeah, well, we thought we'd give it another go. You're like, oh, fucking hell. Like, you know, have you not? And they're kind of like, I'm just not even going to pass judgment on you. Good for you. Good on you. I hope it works. And then you find yourself being isolated away with people and they stop paying attention to what you're saying because they're kind of like, oh, yeah, give it 2 weeks or give it 2 days and you'll be back to normal again. Right? So, you know, family members will start realising that you're a fucking failure in relationships, that they don't ever seem to work out, and you're more than likely like swiping from one to another, and neither of them work out. The explanation will come from you as like, well, it's not my fault, it's men. It's not my fault, it's the women that I keep meeting. But believe you me, the person that I was with, well, you guys can't hear it from both sides, but I'm the same. I'm a very placid, caring, loving guy, me. And I do not like arguments. I don't like arguments. I would much prefer to say yes. Even if I didn't really want to, I would kind of say yes, just to go along with keeping someone calm. I would just agree. Okay. So I always try to keep situations as calm as possible. As soon as I see someone starting to fucking flip, I'm like, oh, I know it's coming. I know it's coming. No matter what I do, whether I say yes or no, the person's going to look for an answer of no, just to be able to sabotage it. They'll look for the no answer. Even if you've said yes, they'll look for that narrative of no. And you're kind of like, hold on. I told you yes. Can you come and pick me up tonight? Yes. Bing, 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 bing. And you're kind of like, bruv, I've told you already the answer that I gave you right at the beginning. Yes, I said yes. No, I'm not satisfied with that. I've got to look for that no. Christ, I know you're going to start an argument. I know. And then as soon as you say, I know you do this, every single time do I know, they'll blame you. They'll say, no, it's your fault. Then it can turn into gaslighting, okay? Where you're so confused, you're kind of like, bruv, I don't even know my fucking head from my arsehole. Yeah, 1 minute you're Jekyll and Hyde. You're Jackie, then you're Hyde, or Heidi, or Jackie. It's my mother. Right, plus my ex's mother was also mother-in-law. My ex's mother was also called Jackie. Oh, Jesus Christ. And there was a stepfather of Taurus as well. Jesus Christ. Talk about judged. I was judged by the whole lot. I was like, I've got to get out of this scenario. Because the trouble is, sometimes family members do not sometimes realise that the amount of self-sabotage that a person can have. Okay? So when they hear it, like, oh, my daughter, my daughter's hurting. It's got to be that arsehole that always does it, right? It's got to be the man or the arsehole woman, right? So they start to judge other people, and the blame game starts to go around, and you've done it, and then the father and mother-in-law start to think, they are an absolute disaster for my son or daughter. You are not meant to be with my daughter or my son. You are a prick. Was you there? Did you not probably realise that could have been your daughter or your son that kind of did that with the amount of times they were fucking arguing with me? You didn't see that, did you? See, the thing is, when people argue and they split up, Cancer, the first thing they do, if they tell their parents, they tell them the negative parts of it. Then if you reconcile, okay, and you get back together, the parents or the grandparents are hearing all of the negative. So eventually they start to think that you are an absolute failure of a relationship. Okay, so then they have an opinion of you being, say, like, that's their mother and father, your mother and father. Okay, if one constantly goes off and says, oh, it's him, or it's her. Okay, when you get back together, you end up like, for birthdays and for Christmas is fucking impossible, Dave. Well, it is, Dave. It's impossible. Because how the hell can you... I went for it. I was uninvited. Like birthday parties, Christmases, no. Can't go and see families. Not invited. Even that caused an argument. Because I want to bring him. Oh, well, I don't want him here. Well, you don't never... I'm like, I don't even want to come to see your family anyway, to be honest with you. Like, just leave me out of it. Family, Christmas, birthday, oh my God. And it was just a constant struggle. A constant struggle, Well, what we doing for Christmas? I don't know, just wait until the day. Come here if you want. Well, I don't want to be there all the time. I need to go over and see. Okay, well, you can, So what, you don't want to be with me then? What? I didn't say that, did I? Well, you're putting words in my mouth, Dave. I didn't, you're putting words in my mouth. And before you know it, you took your breath away and you're kind of like, oh, Jesus Christ. Is it really worth it? Is this a relationship? Is this love? No. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me, right? Hurt. To feel the pain. Okay. Someone's addicted to feeling lonely. Pain. Okay, pain. Okay. Because it can be that pity pot. The pity party of life. Oh, my life is so terrible. I've had such a bad run of life. Okay, everything has always gone wrong for me. I have no money, I have no nothing else, everything's been taken from me. And the low, 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 low vibration. Low, 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 low. Right, so where do you go? Lower. Scoop lower. Okay, I'm now scraping the arse pit of life. Okay, so what do you think about yourself? Probably not too much. No. Because you're constantly going over them. How bad is it? Like, you know, life is really not that bad. Okay, but if you're doing nothing with it. Anyway, so there you go. There's your next 48 hours. I wish you luck. Bye. So Cancer, your whole weekly reading was done yesterday, I think. Okay. It's so different than these ones. These are literally, I've seen them happen within the next 48 hours. Okay. And they're not really clarified, really, so I can't give you too much of a perspective of what and who. But if you want that, you'll need Patreon. Patreon is over there. Camera is pointed down at the table. Kind of shows you all of the cards you get. It's probably about 2-week readings every time I do them, because there's so many cards that, and I clarify them all 2 or 3 times. So there's quite a few messages there that extend more than a week. I can trust you that. Okay, so there's that. That you'll need the silver or the gold tier. And if you're like, well, I really want to help Steve out a little bit and I can't afford Patreon, you can join the button. There's a button below that's like $3, I think. I can't remember, but it's really not too much. It's the cheapest I could get it. So about $3 or $4, I think. And if you join, you get shit in return for clicking that shit. Okay. So what do you get? Well, you get like free question and answers, at least 1 a month per person that joins. Okay. So, you can ask me anything, tarot related or non-tarot related. Hopefully it's tarot related, really. But like, and I'll do the video, list everybody's name. And then there's also random readings. Once a week, I'll throw a random reading over there and say, okay, guys, if you're following this story, blah, 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 and it really does sound like your story, you get the whole video and you get stuff, right? Then you also get stickers and stars and you come up as important on the chat. And it's basically just joining a family, okay? So if you wish to do that, you can also help out by doing the join button, okay? If not, I'll hopefully see you on Patreon. If not, make sure you give it a like, share, comment, subscription, all of that sort of stuff, and then I'll see you next time.